All right. Hey, yo. Nah.
Akshan, are you okay?
Swagalicious.
Hey, yo.
Bruh.
Nah.
Okay. Seshan, are you there? Are you okay?
Easy.
Swagalicious.
Nice.
Bruh.
All right.
Easy.
Nah.
Nice.
Swagalicious.
Hey, yo.
Bruh.
Welcome to the game playlist.
All right. My name is Akshan. And since the game we're going to be talking about today has to do a little bit with music as its vibe, I thought I'll recommend a song. And the song I'm going to recommend is Father John Misty. Shockingly, if anyone saw the MIDI message. If time, there we go. I guess time just makes fools of us all. Fun song, funky song. It's long. Have fun. All right, Seshan.
Hi, my name is Sashan. Apologies for wearing the mask. I am sick, and I guess I need to give a song recommendation. And I'm going to steal from one of Dilanta's artists. I'm going to choose a Porter Robinson song.
Hey,
No, don't you dare. Don't you dare steal. I was going to say a Porter Robinson song as well. Don't you dare.
And I
Let's
choose
go.
I choose the OG Shelter.
Oh, okay. Thank God.
What's your Porter Robinson song?
Cheerleader.
My man, very good, very good.
I like the keyboard part for the chorus part.
Excellent. Also, video game related, it's in the new FIFA soundtrack. So well done, Porter Robinson. And hello everyone. My name is Dilanta, and my song recommendation is going to be a song by, I think he's a relatively new artist called Salute or Salute. Don't know how it's pronounced. I'm pretty sure it's just Salute. It's a song called Saving Flowers with Rina Sawayama.
Oh,
Very
I love
nice.
Rina Sawayama.
Thank you. Very nice, very good house music track. Would recommend a listen. Very old school, very classy.
Lovely.
Let's get into it.
Yeah. So today's game has been picked. Oh, welcome, by the way. The game playlist. We are a podcast where every month, once a month, we pick a game as a group. And we play that game for the month and come and talk about it. We have some specifications as to what that game has to be so that we can play it within the month. And today's game was picked by none other than Rina Sawayama, I love her. Dilanta. Dilanta, go ahead. Tell us about the game.
Well, the game. Did we mention the name?
I didn't mention it yet. Although it's in the title, so I'll be shocked.
Anyway, the game that we're going to be talking about this month is Bomb Rush Cyberfunk. Whoa, crazy. So, Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, developed by a studio called Team Reptile, which also made Lethal League Blaze, Metabyte Punch. It's a game which is heavily influenced by a Sega Dreamcast classic, which most of the people who played classic video games would know, Jet Set Radio. Real classic game, which, interesting enough, recently I believe they announced that they're going to be rebooting the series, which is a big thing considering this game was kind of announced and released as a sort of way to make up for the fact that there was no new Jet Set Radio. So, I mean, it kind of fulfilled its purpose in that way. It is very, very Jet Set coded in terms of the way it deals with music, deals with street art, graffiti, and just all around having a good time, being a rebel and sticking the middle finger to authority, which is what we all love around here. Huh?
Yeah.
No, just you.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's at least in the video game world. At least in the video game world, I think that's a fair thing to say.
What are you talking about? I'm a law-abiding citizen in GTA.
Yeah, stop at all traffic lights, don't you?
Exactly.
Don't look at what I do in Watch Dogs.
Let me guess, you watch dogs.
Only dogs. Yeah, it's a dog watching game. Fun. As Delanta said, the premise of the game, uh, uh, the basic idea is that you play as a crew of people, and through a series of events and world building, have a goal of going to all the boroughs claimed by other crews and showing them up by spraying graffiti and demonstrating your superior skating or biking skills. And so each chapter of the game involves you doing that, building rapport or reputation points, and then challenging the sitting crew to a battle for their turf, which involves getting a high score on your sick ass moves.
Outskilling them. Absolutely
Yes.
outskilled, outplaying them.
Yes, get bruv. Anyway, so the first thing I want to talk about before we get into gameplay or story, which we'll only talk about the story at the end. So if you're worried about being spoiled, which there is plot, so maybe you don't want to be spoiled, we'll talk about that at the end. But let's first talk about the vibe and the style of the game, because this is a stylish game. It's got cell shading. It's got cyberpunky aesthetic. It's got music with hip hop, electronic, and lo-fi-ish music. Am I wrong about lo-fi-ish? I don't listen to lo-fi.
It's a
Pretty-
mix of lo-fi house, right?
Yeah, I mean, lo-fi itself, like if you look back at like lo-fi origins, right, it does come from like a hip-hop-ish background, or like at least there's some inspiration there. So yeah, it's pretty adjacent to that, I guess.
Okay. All right then. Lovely. Yeah. So anything anyone wants to add about the aesthetic, whether they liked it or not?
It was
I
very
did.
jarring at the beginning when you see the characters.
They're very
Mm.
sharp.
Yeah,
They're very sharp. Their eyes are piercing.
that's true.
They see through your soul.
No, it's
At
like it's like the background of the the background in the world and everything seems normal, and then all
then
the
you see the people.
humans,
Yeah.
all the humans are very.
At least the eyes, the way they look
I
into your
don't
soul.
even know how to describe it. It's like a love child between Minecraft and like I don't know
Roblox.
No, Roblox is also blocky. I don't
I
know.
feel like it's a combination of the old Sonic games, and
Mm.
what is the other game? I
that
can't
low
remember.
poly.
Yeah, low poly games. It's like a low poly game, but with a Sonic edge to it, like all that sharp edges.
I thought it
I guess
reminded me
they
of
are going for the. I mean, they are going for the old school Sega, right?
yeah, that old school aesthetic. They reminded me of GTA 4 NPCs, but stylishly stylized.
Interesting. Okay.
Are you talking about
Because they're very
main
like
characters?
blocky. No, the
Oh,
NPCs,
sorry.
like people that you just like hit people. I mean, you drive past them.
Okay.
That's what it reminded me of. It's got a cyberpunky aesthetic. It's got. I
Is
don't
it
know if it has.
Is it cyberpunky though?
It's called
It is.
Cyberfunk.
Yeah,
It
that's
is
the thing.
cyberpunky because of the we talk about it later, but like with the attachments and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
but then
like-
I feel like
the whole thing
it's
about the people and robots and stuff like
is
that.
there like a side style called like retropunk?
I think
Retropunk is something else.
cyberpunk and retropunk sort of conflate with each other, but this is like I think I understand what you mean. It is like it feels more like a retropunk.
No, here
aesthetic.
because like for some reason, like when you say cyberpunk, right? Like at least to me, like in my head, like everything seems very futuristic.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a futuristic meets the 90s. This is like what people imagine, like the Back to the Future is like.
Well, that is what cyberpunk kind of is. It's you know what steampunk is, right?
Yeah.
Steampunk is the future through Victorian era steam engine eyes.
Yeah.
So cyberpunk is the future from the 80s, sort of like analog
80s?
eyes.
No.
Yeah, 80s, 90s,
No.
90s.
That is what is retropunk. Retropunk is that.
No,
80s.
it's so Cyberpunk sort of like went further than that and added in a lot more of what we now know as Cyberpunk.
Okay.
So I can understand what you mean by it feels very like retro punky. This is old school Cyberpunk,
Yeah,
which is retro punk.
it's like in the 90s what you thought the future would be.
Yeah, and it's kind of dystopian, but it's not. That's the bit.
Yeah.
It has the vibes of dystopia.
I mean, yeah, yeah, it does because there's a very dystopian like part in the story, but
Oh yeah, the story. The thing is, like, the people don't seem oppressed.
Dystopian.
It
Yeah.
seems more like the crews aren't allowed to graffiti.
I guess again this probably goes more story, so maybe talk about it later. But like, yeah,
Yeah, it's got that vibe.
that vibe.
Yes, and the art style is cell shading, which I believe, like the core feature of it is that you have the black outlines around the characters, like the hard black outlines.
To accent them very much.
Yeah, something similarly done in Hi-Fi Rush.
And,
Is it?
yeah. And then Borderlands has it quite a bit.
Borderlands. I was
Yeah.
thinking of another game. I couldn't think of it. Yeah, Borderlands has it as well.
Borderlands has it.
One thing that annoyed me is the voices. The game is not voice acted; it is voice.
It is. There is voice.
It is voice.
There is voice. It is
At
voice.
certain points only.
Yes, like if a character is like, "Whoa, that's really shocking," instead
Hey,
the voice
yo.
actor will just go, "Hey yo."
Hey yo.
I think they had a low budget on the voice acting part.
Yeah, it's definitely a budget restriction.
But there
I
was
think
like
they wouldn't want it.
there were certain dialogue pieces where they would say what
A very short sentence, but not like a.
no. They would repeat the line that was being said.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like a very short sentence. Like it doesn't have to be like the whole dialogue. You know what I mean? Like it's like this one line, and then after they don't. There's like oh hey yo or something else.
What?
What exactly?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I feel like they wanted to fully voice act it, and the thing that makes me think that as well is that in the game, like every time you do a move, like they will make an exclamation like "sick,"
Yo.
like every
But-
single thing you do.
But for some reason, right? I feel like it works with this game.
It works.
I
for the
mean,
most
there
part.
are loads of games which have it.
But
It's
the
not
same-
a.
yeah.
I guess people would argue that given when did this game come out? 2020?
No, 2022, 2023.
I guess
Yeah,
the I guess the
I think given the
reason-
time, it's people will probably see it as jarring, but like as a whole, I would say it's not that out there.
It's not a unique thing. It's a very old style thing.
Yeah.
I
so
think
again,
like the reason why it probably works is because your core gameplay doesn't really revolve around talking to
Yeah.
that many people.
Yeah. I can understand that. I think the reason it's jarring for me is that it always throws me off when they just start speaking and it's just one exclamation before the line continues. There's a part of me anyway. And then we have the what do you call it? In the game you do a lot of graffitiing. And you can unlock different graffiti options, and then when you do the graffiti, you go and you make graffiti appear. Did any of y'all gravitate to did any of you like a graffiti enough that you, when you had to graffiti on the wall, you made sure you were putting that one up?
No.
Not really. No.
No, not really. I mean, the graffiti is cool. Cool in the sense like it's very
Stylish.
it's very stylish. It works with your crew and stuff. But like, I don't think it's so nice that you're like, damn, I need to get this on the wall.
I just try to put like different graffitis.
Yeah.
I tried to do that, but I kept putting the same damn thing.
And your mouse just goes wherever you want to go.
Yeah, it's because you sometimes forget that, or if you go in the same combo, it just ends up as the same thing. But just I think it's also becomes like at some point. It's your muscle. It's
Yeah.
not really muscle memory, but you just get used to doing the same combo, right? And then
Yeah.
Mm.
you end up with the
Yeah,
same graffiti.
Do you know also like so I don't know if this is true or not, but like we will talk about this later even, but like some of the graffitis are only for certain characters and not for
Yeah.
every character.
Yeah.
I knew that. Especially the letters, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, the
letter
one
one.
where it's just one button, press it, and you put it. Yeah, it's
That's
that
your
person's.
signature. Those are your signatures. But
Yeah,
the
it's your
the-
character signature.
but the actual drawing ones are different for some characters.
Okay,
Interesting.
I didn't know that
I
actually.
didn't know that.
I didn't know the drawing
Interesting.
ones. All I knew was the letters. But okay.
Interesting detail. Yeah, I feel like I just like even though I like the graffiti, well, some of it I didn't care about most of it. I liked whenever I just did it. I was like, oh, that's what that is. I never remembered which one does what.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Although I
all
don't
right.
think there's no real need to.
Yeah, the game doesn't incentivize you to put a specific piece up.
No.
The main thing is that you graffiti. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter how you graffiti.
What you just
But I
let
but I
people
like
know.
the designs of all of them. I
They're
will
very
say,
well designed. Yeah.
yeah. My only nitpick is that like I know it's more realistic, but like there are some graffitis that are in, if you know what I mean. So like when you spray it, you can still see the old graffiti behind it.
That is how normal graffiti would be, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
like-
I know that.
yeah.
Understand the realism. I'm just saying that those ones tend to not look as nice because there
Ah,
is something behind them.
You'll like every time you pass it or when you see it there, you'll know like yeah, the old you can see the old one there. So yeah, I get
Yeah.
it.
I see.
It's like the point is to cover it up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess you'll have to take up that complaint with John Graffiti.
John Graffiti, the big bad of this game.
Father John
Uh,
Graffiti.
Father John
Father
Graffiti.
John Graffiti.
Oh god. All right. So yeah, the vibe and the style. I feel like they're going for Jet Set Radio, and they pretty much they're in everything. But they're going for Jet Set Radio with the vibe and the style. I feel like they did it pretty well. Oh yeah, music. I just mentioned lo-fi, and we were just talking about that. But music. What did y'all feel about the music?
I did
Love it.
not vibe with the hip hop music for some
You
reason.
did not really.
I was
No, it
vibing
felt a
throughout
bit
this.
too. Sorry, go first, yeah.
And I was vibing throughout the entire game. Like,
Yeah. same.
I didn't.
Bobbing
For me,
heads.
I feel like the hip hop music was a bit too.
Too much.
It didn't fit the theme at least.
The theme. Hmm.
So
Yeah,
at least the places that we were in, at least okay, you know, like some places have different music, right?
Songs.
Songs.
Yeah.
So when you were with the sisters, you knew you were in the hip hop area, but like that hip hop music didn't really fit that area as such, even though you were in the
Okay.
sisters zone.
Okay, yeah.
I'm not sure.
I didn't really feel that. I felt like everything was.
My only two things from me. One, this is I guess the most similar Jet Set Radio thing because the developers actually hired the Jet Set Radio composer to make the music for this game. This is very
Yeah,
great.
makes sense.
My one complaint, it's not nothing to do with the game personally, is that they didn't make an album of the songs.
Oh,
Each artist, what they did was, I think they let each artist release it on their own, or via their own album or their own single. And like, basically, their thing was they wanted you to go and find the artist and support their work, which is a good thing. I mean, props to them, well done. But I really wish they just did an album as well, just because I was like looking like where's the album, and then I looked up it online, and people were like, no, I just had to make a playlist and save all your favorite songs to it. So it's not a game related complaint, but if you guys ever want to put an album,
Did
I would
you
save it in my library.
did you have a favorite song?
Here's the thing. I probably did, but I wouldn't be able to tell you what it was.
I figured it out. I think only today when I finished the game.
Okay.
It was one of DJ Cyber's mixes.
do you remember the song name?
See, that's the thing. I can't even hum one, I think.
Yes, please sing us the song. Easy.
I mean, I'm listening to most of the songs. Yeah, this can tell it's different artists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listening to the songs, yet you didn't vibe with them.
No. I'm
He didn't
looking at
vibe with the
playlist.
hip hop songs.
We didn't
Specifically.
vibe
Vibe
with
with
hip hop ones.
Yeah. I vibe with most of the music. I never felt compelled to change the music in the phone.
Oh yeah, I just let it play. Yeah, that's right.
Let it take you away.
Yeah. Although I will say, being in an area for a long enough time, at some point I felt like every time I went back to the home base, I felt like even if I liked the song, that's like the songs just started repeating in my head because they were playing again in the game. It felt a bit repetitive because the game does not have a traditional
Shuffle.
score. No score.
Oh.
Like music, background music. It's almost everything. All the music is a song, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's soundtrack based. So sometimes a bit of that gets like a bit repetitive when I was playing. Did you find the song, Sasha?
I did. It's called Big City Life.
Oh yeah, I think I know that song. I can't remember it though. It's kind of a blur for me.
Oh, this song. Okay, it's one of the main.
Yeah.
Understood.
If you're wondering whether the vibe is your thing, check out like a playlist of the songs on like wherever on your favorite music app.
Yeah, you have to find a playlist because again, you won't be able to find it in a.
There is one on Spotify, so
Yeah.
But it says on Spotify even most of the songs are not available because you need to listen to it outside.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It
Some of
says
them are not on
some
Spotify.
songs aren't
I
on
mean,
Spotify yet.
use YouTube.
It's
I'm
out,
sure
go play it. Yeah, something.
I'm sure you can find it on YouTube.
Yeah. I like the variety. Like even in the hip hop section, like hip hop genre, there's old school hip hop. There's the British, the style. I don't know what you call it, drill.
Ah, yes, drill. Yeah.
Yeah, drill hop. I don't know what it's called. I enjoyed it.
It's called drill.
One thing that was interesting to me is that a lot of this game has a very 90s aesthetic, yes. But it kind of also merges with like our modern, like 2010s, like late 2010s, early 2020s aesthetic, the modern aesthetic. Because characters, like one of the characters says, "Hey, yo," that's not from the 90s.
are you talking about the voice lines or just the music?
The voice lines, the music, and I think I think even the vibe, like even the 90s vibe, feels like it's bridging a gap. Because this is a thought I've had for a bit, which is that the 90s, that era is kind of similar to now, like with the younger generation especially, because in the 90s they made up words. They were just made up words that people said,
Hey,
like,
yo.
like
Hey,
yo for shizzle, you know. Stuff like that. Now we have skibbity. It doesn't make any sense. Only that generation gets it. I feel like there's parallels here,
Someone should make a mod of 2020 Bomb Rush Cyberfunk, and that is like Skibbity
skibbity.
Sigma.
Oh my god! Please.
Well, that's.
Oh god.
But what I mean is, like, when he said like "Hey yo," it didn't feel that out of place when I heard it, because I was like, yeah, it kind of works. It kind of works in this.
I mean,
AO works even in real life. It's
yeah, I know. Thing is, I don't think like
as in not now.
Really?
Ayo?
Neo.
Ayo?
I don't,
Ayo is a now thing.
I don't think so.
People in my life say, "Hey yo."
From now I'm gonna be like, yo, hey yo.
Hey yo.
Hey, yo.
That's very much a now thing.
Anyway, that's
Hold on.
side.
I feel like it might be like for like a certain group of people, but I don't think like majority of people use it. Like I feel like it is a
You're talking about demographic wise, or you're talking about in terms of generation wise?
anyways, like I feel like the Gen Zs are trying to bring back stuff from the 80s and 90s. So maybe that's
The
why,
2000s. Don't forget the 2000s.
and
Yeah, we
maybe
can.
that's why. But
I think it's also because they grew up in an era in which most of media, like movies, TV shows, all of that, were kind of referencing 80s and 90s. So I don't know if they are like on their own choosing to go to the 80s and 90s. It's more that the movies they saw, the media they consumed, referenced it itself. So they, by proxy, are just like, this is life.
anyway, I think we should move on from the social commentary.
Yes. But no, it's the vibe, the aesthetic. Anyway, I think we're done with that. I think you get an idea what the vibe is. Let's go on to the big cojones gameplay, which is most of what you will be doing in this game. There's a story, but you will not. I highly doubt you're going to want to play this game for just the story.
What are you talking about?
We'll get to that when we get to the story part, shall we?
I have a hunch that you're not going to be this. You're not going to play this game for the story. But let's talk about the gameplay and game feel, because this is not a run and gunner. This is not a fighting game, even though there's fighting. It's a movement based game where all of the gameplay mechanics are there to aid you and make you good at moving around. Am I wrong?
No.
Is it wrong? Yeah, it's wrong. It's wrong to say it's parkour, but I don't know what else is.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Similar.
parkour. It's like, it's not parkour.
There's parkour moments. I can't even say elements. There's parkour moments.
It's like parkour, but on
Wheels.
skates and wheels, and basically on wheels.
Yeah. So in the game, you ride around. You can walk. You can run as well, but it's slow.
But why would you do that?
Why would you do that?
That's
But
quite, I think. Sorry, small thing. I think that's quite good though, that you're not bound to your skates and like. I'm not saying it's useful. I'm just saying like the choice is very nice.
Yeah.
I can only see someone like Anuk doing that, like walking.
Anuk is the type of person who say like, I walked around the entire map. Didn't even.
I didn't dash.
I didn't sprint.
Thanks, guys.
There was a video saying, what do you call? I beat Baldur's Gate 3 by just walking, and I was like, Anuk.
That's your persona now.
So in the game, you ride around on your choice of a skateboard, on inline skates, which are like rollerblades, or bicycle. And they don't have too many. We'll get into differences later, but they don't have too many differences. You jump. You have
a favorite though. I did, so that's why I asked.
Maybe. I don't know.
I don't have a strong favorite. I mean, I surprisingly liked biking, but I feel like that's only because it was a refreshing change of the skateboard.
I tried all three and I liked only skateboards. I don't like the.
I tried all three.
And
I liked the aesthetic of the inline skates just because it looked the most freeing, like of the lot, because you didn't have an object to take care of. But the thing I realized is that mechanically, you cannot what do you call? I don't know what the thing is. When you're just grinding on the floor and you're trying to like just keep a combo going, but you don't have a thing to get on, so you just grind against the floor and then jump to the next thing.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah.
You can't do that for as long on the inline skates.
I didn't feel that. I feel like it's the same for everything.
No, I thought that too, but then I tested it. I went in and I checked both the skates and the bike and the skateboard, and the inline skates immediately, like the bar went down so much faster. But
I think the bike has a longer bar, right?
The bike has the longest bar. Skates are in the middle.
Because I remember I went from roller skates to bike, and then I realized like, wait, my bar's not going down.
Yeah, it takes longer to go
Yeah,
there,
it
and
takes
it's
a lot longer.
faster. The bike is faster when you're doing the wheelie.
Yeah.
Okay. Weirdly enough, I exclusively stayed on skates the entire game.
Roller skates, yeah.
Yeah.
Roller skates? Okay.
Makes sense. Makes sense. It does, I guess, fit. It fits your.
It felt
Yeah.
nicer for me for some reason.
It's spread a lot.
Yeah, I felt the same way, but then I realized the skateboard just lasts longer on the thing, so I just like using the skateboard.
I never
played
had
with
a-
all three though.
I never had a problem with that. I could always combo pretty decently. So
I think I was.
All right, still boy.
I think the thing that really annoyed me was there was a point where there's bunnies, which at points in the game there are these cats, not bunnies, cats, which you have to hit them all while keeping a combo going. Which in the game you keep a combo going by staying on the rails and hitting corners at the right time, or hitting billboards which you crash into and just glide against, or grinding against the ground without stopping. And there are some mini games where you have to hit some cats, like these cat figures, without breaking a combo. And if you hit them all, you unlock something.
are you talking about those things that have like high fives?
The hands.
Yeah,
Yeah, high
Those
five,
are
high
cats,
five.
right?
those
They
are
have
cats.
cat
Cats.
ears.
They're just
They have cat
robots.
Aren't they robots?
Oh, okay. They are robots. I'm saying they have the aesthetic of cats. They have the cat face and the ears.
They
Or
do-
do
I have not
do
seen them
they?
with cat ears.
You can look it up again. Let's see.
You can look at cat hand bomb rush Cyberfunk. We can debate what animal this is. I'm like, it's fine if I'm wrong. I just
It's
thought
wearing a hat for me.
Is it not just a person? Like a
No.
no,
it's a robot. It's a
like
robot.
as in
thing.
like a sorry, like a humanoid robot. Is that
No, it's definitely not human.
It's just it's a.
Where's the
it's like,
cat?
is it? Doesn't it not have ears? Like
No,
cat
that's
ears?
a hat.
That's a hat.
Where? What am I? I can't even find it anymore.
I put it on a chat.
And Sashan put some pictures.
It's wearing a
I'm
hat.
sorry, that looks like a robot boy.
Yeah, it's wearing a hat.
Ah, it is wearing a hat.
I guess
You know what?
you don't notice it because in the game you're more concerned about knocking all of them, right? So you don't think about.
You know what made me
Is
think?
that a cat
Made me think cat, big eyes, and then
And
the
then,
mouth
yeah,
is kind of cat shaped, and then the freckles look like the starts of whiskers. So at a distance, because I never looked close
I
at
guess we're
them.
wrong. I guess it is a cat. Anyway.
What is it? It's not
No,
a cat.
no, it's not.
It's just a boy.
Just a boy.
A man boy.
All right.
Astro
So
boy.
yeah, you hit those things in a combo and get it going. There was a point where you had to grind against the floor and hit multiple of them at the same time, and I think with the inline skates I struggled. But I did it because I didn't realize that yet. I didn't realize there was a difference.
I gave up on these challenges towards the end. I was just like, I can't.
Yeah, those are optional challenges. By the
Yeah.
way. Although some of them, the really easy ones, are elevators. To make it easier for you to get from like ground floor to top floor if there's a like levels in the section. All right. So anyway, so we talked a bit about the movement mechanics. This game is on PC, meaning that you can play with controller or keyboard. It'd be
Is it not
absurd
on
if someone
Xbox as
played it
well?
on a keyboard.
Is it not on Xbox as well? I'm sorry. I could cut you.
No, it is on Xbox. I more mentioned that because you can play it on keyboard and
Okay.
yeah. So most of it, I mean, Delanta, you played it on console, so you had to pick controller, even if you
Yeah.
wanted to. I played it on controller on the computer, and then
Sashan?
Then
and then
Here's the thing, right? Every game we played thus far that
needed a controller.
that has controller support usually says it like at the start of the game, like they like recommend, they're like, use controllers for best
I see
whatever,
what you mean.
whatever.
Like Outer Wilds, right? Like Outer Wilds
Yeah.
straight off set that you need. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And for that reason, like I didn't feel the need to use the controller. So then I was like, okay, so I can use the mouse and keyboard. I would have switched if the controls were difficult, but
They were difficult.
they
I
weren't
suppose.
difficult. No.
Okay.
You actually inspired me to try it out to see whether there's a difference on the keyboard.
I
Keyboard is, I
actually
think,
try.
it feels a bit easier because you
I
can
think it
shift
is, yeah.
Keyboard
faster.
feels easier.
Yeah, because you can like hold the control. I mean, if you're using the control to do manual, it's easier.
Holding the control.
To
for
do
what?
manual, basically to grind on the floor, it's easier to do with the keyboard than I
No,
feel.
because we had to do the triggers. Those are easy to hold. If it was a button, it'd be
I
very
guess
difficult.
again, it comes down to your
Becomes a
preference,
person,
right?
yeah.
I felt
Yeah.
like combos felt a lot easier.
Combos.
Probably,
I
probably.
I didn't try keyboard. I can't even compare. It
I was just thinking
sounds
I'll
so much
probably have to
difficult.
start from the beginning again just to see what it's like to learn the controls and stuff.
Also,
No, if you already have the save file open world, you can just go with whatever you have and then this keyboard.
You could. It's just that then you'll have to learn what the keys do. Like
the
I don't
thing
mind
is, they're
doing
they're very intuitive.
Okay.
You can just look at the button layout and
I'm keen to see their intuition.
The thing that's like I'm wondering how is when you're moving at points you have to sort of aim where you're going to boost to sort of like I want to hit that railing and it's on your like bottom right and it's like a really particular angle. I'm wondering like on the keyboard and mouse it didn't feel that hard to hit it.
Not really.
I feel like because
Not-
you can
because-
the camera adjustment is a lot easier
Okay, yeah, I can get that.
because
I can do
it's
I
triggered
can
by
dig
the
that.
mouse.
Can you dig that?
Okay, that's a question to ask about mouse. Was the camera not in pivotal moments, but just generally moving around the world? Did the camera ever move in a way that you didn't want it to, or like you had to keep moving the mouse to keep it in one place? The camera.
I felt like certain spots and certain levels had like a static camera that you couldn't move, but like for the majority of the world, like
You had
I
control.
could move it a lot freely however I wanted.
Okay, you had full control of the camera. All right. That was a point I was going to make. In third-person games, one of the big pitfalls that some third-person games have is the camera, because it's not first-person, so you're not like you don't have. It's one thing having control of your characters, another thing having control of looking at your characters. And platformers, 3D platformers, sometimes have a hard time with that. This is kind of a 3D platformer, if you think about it.
Yeah.
Bit of a
Yeah.
stretch, but
It
yeah.
has slight DNA.
The thing is like
Thing is,
doesn't it call itself a platformer?
does
Yeah,
it?
it's called a 3D platform on Steam.
I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
You are jumping from platform to platform.
It's also tagged for walking simulator.
Those are user
Huh?
tags, John.
Walking.
Yeah, those are user tags. I don't think it is. It's a
Oh,
popular
oh.
user defined
PSA
tag.
for
Yeah.
anyone who looks at Steam tags, they are all user tags.
Yeah.
They're not tagged by
Yes.
the developers.
Let me confirm. This is a 3D platformer that's stylized.
It shows 3D platformer where we don't know whether it's actually a 3D.
I mean, I can see.
There is some platforming because you get from certain places.
Yeah.
I guess.
There's jumps. There's
Yeah, I guess platforming is defined by it being the major gameplay part of it is movement. And this game, the major gameplay element is movement. You're not playing this game for the fights, which the game does have fights.
I don't know. Speak for yourself, man. I was playing with the fight for the fights.
Wow, amazing.
Anukush fighting.
So
Violent.
in the game, spoiler. Oh yeah, something about the camera I was thinking about. Did it ever break at points for you?
No.
Break? What do you mean break?
Like where you move and the camera just does a whoop?
No, never.
No.
All right. That
Did
might
it
take a
for you?
Yeah, like sometimes there's a wall, and because the camera was aiming towards where the wall was, it just grinds against the wall and just does a 360 the other way.
Maybe it might have been just a coincidence that happened because it
Yeah.
never happened to me at least.
Quinky donk.
Quinky doink. The game railings and billboards, you lock onto them when you're grinding again, when you're going through the world. Did the lock on ever uh, fail? Did you ever go make a jump and be like, I hit that, why did I fall off there?
I felt that initially, but as I continued playing the game, I kind of understood how it locked on.
Hmm.
Like, for
I think-
example, like when you're doing the manual grind, like I
Yeah.
would go alongside the railing, then just jump, and then it automatically catches on.
Okay.
Mm.
Anyone else? Anyone felt frustrated by locking on in the game?
No.
Not really.
Really?
Sometimes it
I,
might have been a bit difficult to lock on, but that's not really a big issue.
I just needed
Hmm.
to get good. That's about it.
I think throughout the whole game, I was fine with it. And then I think Matan, the final sandbox area, the city,
Mhm. Yeah.
that's where
Man.
that's where it frustrated me the most, because every time I missed one, I fell into a hole, cut to black, I'm waking up. The failure was a lot more severe when you're in that place, because failing makes you fall into death.
The abyss.
The
I guess it might also be the controller experience
it might be.
because for some reason, right? Like
Because keyboard players can't relate.
no, because like for some reason, like it always feels more accurate when you're playing on mouse and keyboard. Um, Not to say that you can't play the game on controller, but I feel like it's more accurate and more precise. Like it's easier to do harder tricks.
Interesting.
Very intrigued by the keyboard.
Yeah, I'm just play keyboard.
Ooh.
It's weird. All right. So, keeping a combo going, as we said earlier, you have to make corners. You make corners and hit billboards, hit moves,
Grind
stick
up the
moves, bro.
ground.
And you have to hit new corners as well in order to keep the combo going up and up and up.
And the multiplier, yeah.
And the multiplier, yeah. Because if you don't, you're getting 2 points on the board. Nothing's going to change. Did any? No, that's just how the game works. I was going to ask a question. There's no real question there.
I think it was all right for me. It took, I think, in the initial stages, also it took some time to actually get it to work.
Mm.
But with practice, I mean, you start
I mean, there are
figuring out your corners and your
yeah,
best ways to score points in it.
there are
I-
easy ways to also keep the combo going. Just keep going around in a circle and keep moving a camera back and forth. You get the combos higher and higher.
keep moving the camera back and forth.
So like when you hit a corner, right, your combo goes up, right?
Yeah.
So if you keep, at least in the mouse and keyboard, when you keep tilting your camera and as soon as you turn to your left or turn to your right, your combo goes up faster. So if you keep going around in a circle, your combo go
Yeah.
higher and higher. So if you keep
True,
doing that,
that's
it's
true.
But you
easier.
need to hit a new corner every
Yeah.
time.
If you hit
Yeah.
newer corners and billboards, your multiplier goes up. Which
Yeah, the
means
multiplier goes up.
But
which
the
is more
combos,
important. It's more important than your
Yeah.
combo.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, the combo, yes, but the
The
multiplier is the
multiplier,
thing
which
that makes.
multiplies your score, will
Yeah.
only increase when you hit new sections.
Yeah, which is most important in crew battles, which is the final stage of every chapter,
Jesus.
or near final stage of every chapter. In the game, one of the things you can do is use the phone, and it doesn't take you to a menu. It's the phone is just on your screen while you're moving, while you're riding, or standing in place, whatever you're doing. And it was a bit surprising to me because I was like, okay, I'm in the menu. Oh, I'm still moving.
Still
I just
moving.
fell off my bridge.
This is why you
Uh,
shouldn't text and skate, Aksha.
Exactly. But I kind of like that fact that the way it was implemented, because it makes you feel like that kind of the skater boy.
Skater boy.
That cool
Especially with
skater
the
Cool
boy.
skate
phone.
boy. Oh my
He's
god,
able
need to
to-
update my Twitter while I'm skating.
Yeah, I know. It makes you feel like that. Like, oh, I'm checking my messages
I feel like
while grinding.
the flip phone really adds to the vibe.
It does add to the vibe. Yes, it does very much add to the vibe. I like that quite a bit. I also on the controller. I don't know how it felt on the keyboard, but on the controller, you are allowed. You're still able to do all your moves because all the buttons for the phone have nothing to do with the buttons for movement in
Yeah,
the game.
so on keyboard, so WASD is movement and the arrow keys are for the phone.
That is
Okay.
difficult.
Actually, it's not because you don't really use the
Yeah,
mouse
you
that
just
much.
you can
Hmm.
just keep it as like a full keyboard game then, right?
Yeah.
I see. Interesting. Never would have thought. Yeah, cool. Oh yeah, there's also a boost mechanic, which is mostly for breaking down certain doors and
Wait.
getting from point A to point B fast.
Before you talk about boosting, did anyone play the mini game on the phone?
Oh yeah.
No, I didn't know there was a mini game on the
I
phone.
saw there was, but I didn't play it.
I played it for a while, and I kept playing it, and I was wondering what the point of this was. And
that was my point.
it was very
You
pointless.
didn't realize it's a mini
It
game.
was very
It's
pointless,
basically Subway Surfers, but
retro 8-bit.
but retro, yeah.
Oh, that sounds cool. I'm gonna play that now.
I think like my only like it's fine. It's just a silly little game that you can play on the phone, and you can play the game while riding, which is funny.
Yeah.
But the only thing that annoyed me was when you get a high score, it flashes new high score as you're playing, and I'm like, please take that off my screen. I'm trying to get a higher score, but that thing is flashing in my face. It's very distracting. Yes, fix your game, please. Phone developers. All right, so that's basically the movement mechanics and what you can do while moving. I think I talked about everything. Yeah, let's. Oh yeah, the boost mechanic. I kind of moved away from that boost mechanic.
Before you move on to the right, I saw this video, and I don't know if any of y'all tried it. There are like these like small red color pillars on the ground, and apparently
Yeah.
you're supposed to jump onto it and then spin around, and then it grows taller for you to get to certain areas.
Oh,
Wait, what?
Yeah.
I've seen those pillars. I was like, what is this thing? Can I do something to it? I want to get up there. Okay, I can't. I guess this is not for me. And I moved
Yeah,
on.
so I saw a video, but like the person was using a skateboard, so I don't know.
Don't know what.
I'm gonna see if I can find a photo.
Yeah, that's I
There are like these like little red poles on the ground. I thought it was a fire hydrant, but
even I thought it was a fire hydrant.
Guess it
Yeah.
wasn't.
The game doesn't really. It kind of tells you how to play the game, but it doesn't really like.
I don't
Except
think it
for the first.
extends the side stuff too much.
It
Right?
doesn't.
Like
It
it
doesn't.
lets you discover it yourself. Which I mean, there are different people who prefer that rather than game tell you everything to do. You figure out yourself. I don't know. I said that like that.
I
but
think.
there you go.
I think
okay,
there's an
send a
art.
photo.
Yeah, that
Okay.
thing. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, I
So
don't know.
apparently you're supposed to do this. Sending another photo.
Oh, yeah, I was never gonna figure that out.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Never
No.
really is. Actually, that might explain some of the jumps that I wasn't able to get to, but I just blundered my way through. Yeah, the game, as you were saying, the game is it integrates the tutorial into the world. It doesn't like give you a menu or a training area itself to be like a.
And it doesn't. It tries not to hold your hand too much, which I guess again makes. I mean, I can. It's a way. It's a sense of direction to go in, because I think a lot of people accuse a lot of games now for hand holding too much. Like everything is explained to you. Like, okay, so now you know everything, so you should be able to do everything. But people are like, no, I just want to go out and like explore and then find the thing. So I guess this is more for that type of player, right?
Yeah.
I get annoyed if the tutorial is too like
too tutorial.
Like it treats you like you're a child. It's like, okay, W is forward, A is backwards. I hate that. It's like, why?
Space is jump.
Whoa, it's too much. Especially when they do it for a like a R-rated, M-rated game. Like, who do you think is playing this? If it's like a Mario, fine. It's an M-rated guy anyway. Yeah, tutorial. It doesn't teach you everything, but you kind of discover it. Like even the hand cat things, it's a boy things. They don't tell you that you're supposed to keep a combo going. I had to sort of figure that out by okay.
Even sprays, I remember the first time was me having to figure out, okay, then it goes. I mean, it's not a hard thing. It's just that like they don't tell you this is the way you do it. You have to figure it out.
You tutorial,
you teach yourself.
Yeah. All right. So that's the game in regards to its moveset. But in order for you to use that moveset, you have to go into the levels, and each level is a sandbox where you can. There's not too many restrictions as where you can go that are at points in the story. But the harder to reach sections require some planning, some time and effort to figure out and execute a path to get there. Or they are a race. They're sort of like a race course. There's pedestrians, which are pointless. I've just written they're pointless.
There's also pigeons.
There's also pigeons, which are more pointless.
For some reason, I thought certain pedestrians, like since you brought it up, like I thought you could talk to them, but I don't think there's a lot of. Are there any NPCs you can talk to outside of the crew?
There are
a few.
There's one woman who wanted me to take her photo in front of the ocean.
Oh, okay.
There are some characters that you can recruit. So
yeah,
I read something about that, like I think today, because I was looking up some stuff about the game. Again,
yeah. It's.
I think overall, it's those are again. It leads into the sandbox, right? Like you can either do it if you want to, or hey,
if you're really
if you're really cyberpunk.
If you're really into the game and the gameplay style, whenever you see whenever you see like a hard to reach graffiti spot, you start like planning and figuring out, and when you get it, it's kind of satisfying. It's fun. If you're into the game, if you're into the gameplay of the game, of course. I can't imagine what it's like if you don't, because then you're just like, oh.
Yes, what he said.
That hurt my throat. All right. Yeah, and the sandboxes, you can revisit them. So like when you finish doing the area, you can go back and get all of the stuff you missed. Because there are limited graffiti spots. You can't just graffiti anywhere. And I would not have cared to get all the graffiti spots in Millennium Square. I forgot. I wouldn't have tried to do it if it didn't tell me where they all were. because the annoying part about it for me is finding where they are and like, oh, there's one missing, and I have to look around the place to find it.
Every single level has like a map that you can get after you beat it.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Except for the hideout. And
Yes.
But the
I don't
hideout's
even
pretty easy to find out.
know. I sprayed everything and I couldn't find one. And turns out there's a crawl space behind a couch. And you go in there where there's this random dude and just one area to spray, and then after I sprayed that, I got the spraying the entire hideout. I was just
Oh.
like, this is such a weird place to.
It's such a pointless hiding spot. Yeah. Yeah. I think I felt that as well for one thing, but it was on the map, so I knew where it was. I was just trying to figure out how to get there.
My problem
annoying
is the
for the
hideout doesn't have one. Every
hideout
other
doesn't
place does.
Good to know. If you're going for the hideout achievement, under the couch, look for couches. And also I mentioned the cat, the boys with hands thing.
Boys.
Boys, yeah.
I liked those because they weren't that many. Like every time I saw one, I'm like, okay, let me find it, and then I do it, and then I'm like, cool, and then I continue on my way. There's like 2 per level, 2, 3 per level, and so it was always like a decent amount of satisfying to get
You
them. I
mean
didn't care for the rewards.
Courses per level, right?
Courses below, yes.
I only did it for like the first level, and then I just like I stopped
Yeah,
because that
as
doesn't
a game up, because it doesn't. I mean, yes, it gives you something, but it's not really. It's not really.
Yeah, I never cared about what I got. I finished one of them and I just left. I didn't even get the reward.
Oh wow.
Because I didn't really play them for the reward. I played them because I enjoyed
You play them for
doing
the challenge, for the determination.
Yeah, kind of. It was fun figuring out how to like get all of them without breaking your combo. I was enjoying them, but you can skip them if you're not into it, so that's fine. It's just a side thing. Yeah, pedestrians are pointless, as we all know. Anyway, cabs. You can. It's basically a fast travel system.
Did you use the fast travel system?
No.
I did.
No.
No, I also didn't.
I did.
Okay.
I think because one of the missions was you had to just go to each of to find the flesh prints.
Okay.
You had to
Yeah,
just go.
when again, this is story, but yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fine. You have to go to each of his minions and be like, okay, hey, where's the flesh prince? He's in the da da da. Okay, and then you go there. Oh, where's the flesh
Where's
prince?
the prince?
He's in the da da da. And you just keep doing this at
Hey,
at
yo.
one point.
Hey, yeah.
Hey yo! At one point, I was just like, okay, I can use the cab. Let me try this mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah,
I feel
it's
like
weird though. You have to dance to summon him.
Yeah. The thing is that I feel like the movement is good enough that like I didn't really need the fast travel. Like there are some games that make me feel that way. Like I feel like the Spider-Man games also pretty much kind of feel that way.
Mm. Yeah,
There are, but it's a bigger map, so then there are some. Then there is a reason to fast travel, but since Bomb Rush Cyberfunk's map is pretty small and very interconnected, I didn't feel the need to.
I think because I was like, what do you call? I was just.
I mean, like you said, right? You use it just for that mission, so
I never used it otherwise. I was fine with walking from A to B, or riding from A to B. Yeah, it's just a fast travel system, but it's not a. You can fast travel from anywhere. You have to go to fast travel points to the next fast travel point.
Does it show on the map, or do you just sort of find it?
No, it does show on the map. There's like a little signal, which it doesn't tell you what each symbol means. I realize.
go and figure it out.
Did y'all change characters at any point? Like just change?
Only
who you
at
were?
one point you had to change, but otherwise
You
I
had
didn't
to.
want.
I agree.
Yeah, but others I wouldn't want to change. I didn't have to.
I did just to see what the different characters were like, and eh,
Hey yo,
hey
I
yo,
was, I was consistently playing as Belle.
Belle. I
Yeah.
never
The
played
girl.
that. I
The
looked at
girl.
that and I thought, I don't want to be you.
I played as her in Vinyl.
I picked vinyl as well. Yeah.
But then there were like some situations where like it automatically switches to red, and then I was just like, I can't be bothered changing.
I think most of this.
I-
I mean, most of it is. I mean, it's Red Story, isn't it?
Yeah, I think all the last sections of levels are always they switch you to red.
Yeah.
Yeah, and all crew battles.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because at that point,
I
red
was
is
always
kind of
on
the main
red
character.
regardless.
Yeah.
I never
liked,
changed.
I liked Red's voice. 'Cause he had
Red's voice actor.
Yeah, the voice acting like when he was talking.
Damn!
Damn.
Damn, because it had a robotic like
Vibration.
nice.
Vibration.
Yeah, vibrato. I'm trying to remember. It reminds me of something. It reminds me of Wii Sports, the announcer. When you like, if you hit a home run or a strike, that guy announces home run. That's what it reminded me of. So I was like, I like this guy.
Enough. Can't argue with them.
So the next thing that is in the game is combat and police. The more things you graffiti, the higher your heat level goes, and police start to come, and then it goes higher, and then chained machines start to try and chain you down. Then after that, police with shields start to come. Then after that, snipers start to come, and then after that, I don't know what happens because I never got past 4.
I didn't get past 4 either.
How do you get to 4?
Yeah. Yeah,
same.
I didn't want to get past 4.
Yeah.
I accidentally got to 4, but yeah, sorry.
I mean, you do get to it. You do get to it anyway, right? In the
You do.
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah.
some of the
it
story
happens
segments.
in the story,
Yeah,
yeah.
but, yeah.
Can I just ask?
Oh no,
did
no,
any-
no! I know what happens for after the snipers. It's the drones.
robot. Oh, drone. Okay.
Wait, that's 5. Isn't that 4? I thought that is 4.
No,
No.
it's snipers.
For snipers.
Oh, okay. Then
Because
I got
on Pyramid
drones, everyone-
Island, you get heat level
Growth.
5 when those drones come.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I don't like the combat.
Yeah.
I feel like it got more annoying towards the end because the level 1 officers started using guns.
Yes, they did start using guns. It was very frustrating.
I
Very
feel like
annoying.
I feel like it never felt satisfying to eliminate a police officer. because
I
they
think
always-
the game,
Running and like going back to the what do you call the elevator thing, basically the hole they came from, right?
you
like-
can spray.
Yeah, I used to spray them.
What's the benefit of that? Do they
Nothing.
take more damage, or is it just like annoying?
No, it's just when on the final hit that would take them down. When you click
Yeah.
R1, you can do one of your sprays on them, and they'll run away with the spray. It doesn't
Yeah,
do
I
anything.
mean, I noticed that the spray stays on them. I was just wondering, like, okay, if I spray them now, does something happen? And then nothing was really happening. So I was like,
Nothing was happening.
okay, just reveal.
Yeah, and the game doesn't really have combat mechanics. You're kind of just dancing and hitting them while you're dancing. So it doesn't feel satisfying.
There's one moment in, I think it was Millennium Square, where I think I got my heat level. Then I went to one of the alleys, and do you know that the police can't jump, or like those police at least couldn't jump to like even like a tiny jump or a tiny step up.
Yeah,
So I
they
was just
can't.
I was just dancing in front of them while they were just walking around. I took a
Yeah.
clip of that, and I was like, okay.
Vedanta being brutal.
Oh, Lord, yeah. And the higher the
Dilantha,
police, the
Dilantha,
please.
while you were doing that, in your head, were you seeing if the police come straight from
That's not that bad. It's not that bad. Just happened, you know.
One thing that one thing I have to ask is for the two keyboarders. This is Aglu playing on the keyboard. Did you all knew about the changing clothes mechanic?
Yeah.
Yes. I
Okay.
used it always whenever I went to like higher levels. I just immediately switch and then you go back down.
What
Yeah,
few
the
levels.
game does not tell you this. Like I was
the
whenever
what mechanic?
No, it did. It
It
did.
does tell you.
In the start, it tells you that, if your heat level is too high, use the changing room, whatever.
Okay,
see, I don't
so
read.
I learned about this because I think I was playing. I was in a call with Akshan, and he was playing, and then he said this. I was like, okay. Then I was playing it in game, and I also heard. I think Trike tells you that, right? Does he not say?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
There's a cutscene of him saying like, "Oh, if the hey, yo, if the heat is on you, yo, change your
The thing,
clothes,
is,
yo."
the thing is, a lot of the hints and like the gameplay stuff they send through those texts.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So it. Yeah, I mean that one I figured out, but again, it's. I feel like the police and the combat system in general was just. It wasn't bad. It was just not very satisfying.
You
know?
know something something interesting though.
What's that?
You can change into the same clothes you are wearing and it'll take the heat off.
I wish I knew that.
Because there were certain outfits I liked and I didn't want to change them. So when you just
Yeah.
select it again, you just walk out with the same outfit you walked in with, and then all of a sudden they're
police
just
were like-
gone.
The police are like, I guess he's gone.
Yeah.
I guess we don't need to hear from him again.
Logic.
Logical. How do you feel about snipers?
A bit annoying when you can't evade them when
Annoying,
you're
yeah.
open when you're in an open
What
area.
I was okay with them, but I didn't like the introduction level because it took me a while to realize that I had to get rid of all of them and they kept on respawning until a certain point.
Yeah.
I feel like that's when like you start making use of the changing outfits.
Yes, yeah, because that's why it's explained to you. I think, yeah, that moment.
It's like I feel like it because when your heat level goes up, like similar to like GTA and all, like they don't stop spawning.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't even like hide in like a corner and wait for your heat level to go down. It's just there constantly.
In the game, every level ends with 3 versions of boss battles. Right? Like you have
Yeah.
you have the crew battle, you have the boss fight, and then you have the psychedelic level.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 3. I wouldn't call them boss battles, but I would.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
call the psychedelic level a boss fight.
yeah, it's just an obstacle course
Yeah.
at most.
I'd call the other two like more.
Boss.
I feel like you call it for what it is. I feel like the boss battles between like the police, the and like the and DJ Cyber towards the end are like the main battles, and then like the crew battle is like it's just what it is. It's just a crew battle.
Yeah, that's where you just ride and you get as high a score as possible.
Yep.
You get a
Which
higher
one-
score.
Yeah.
Speaking of crew battles, what do you think of the old heads?
Okay. I when they showed up and the beats started coming in and they were bopping their heads as these old folk, and they started saying, "Listen here, young'uns, I'm about to explain crew battle." I was like, "Oh, are they gonna rap it?" And then they didn't rhyme, and I was upset.
Old heads. 0 out of 10.
Like, why couldn't they wrap the rules of the crew battle? Hello, cat.
Rap wasn't invented yet.
I'm listening to rap on the radio.
They were into poetry.
No, if they were into poetry, then they still
Yeah, they would have rhymed. They were just like, you know what? Let's just say our piece. We're not getting any younger. Let's just say our piece.
Yeah, I was upset with that. But I mean, I like the idea of the old heads. If they rhyme, 10 out of 10.
Hmm.
If they spoke one day in rhyme, would have been great. Yeah, old heads. They are kind of the ancient wizards of cyberfunking.
The elders.
The elders, and they decide who wins crew battles. Which
I
is,
guess crew battles in general though are pretty much the same, except like the way you obviously
Yeah.
beat them is
Yeah.
different depending on the area. But like the general gist of it is just get good or high.
Yeah. Just get good. Just
Get
get good.
that multiplier.
Yeah, it's not too difficult once you understand what to do. And there's no difficulty settings in this game, so
Yep.
yeah, everyone gets through the same chicanery. And as you said, Sashan, the boss fights themselves vary, but once you figure out what to do, the final boss fight was so surprisingly easy. I was like, oh, I'm saving this for later. I took a break, played the game, and it was 10 minutes later. I was like, oh, that was the boss.
I feel like the first two boss fights were like a different mechanic, and then like every boss fight after so we can talk about it, right? So like the first boss fight is against the red-headed cop, and she's flying in the jetpacks.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The second boss battle is against the sniper.
You're talking
Yes.
about the police ones only, right?
Yeah. So those are like I mean, they are all the boss battles.
Well, there's the DJ Cypher one.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, that'll
okay,
be
yeah,
pretty
that. So that's the only on police one.
And
But-
and the final, but yeah.
No, he's technically police.
Yeah, he's police.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Mhm.
So then the
okay.
second one is a sniper. The third one is that tank that comes in at the mall.
Yes.
Yes.
The fourth one is DJ Cyber, sorry.
Yes.
That's not wrong. It is DJ Cypher. Yeah?
And then the fifth one in Metin is the final boss, the final boss.
Yes. Yeah, the fake out. It's the boss fights. I feel like could have been more. I feel like the final boss fight should have been the one before the final boss fight, because the complexity of the fights are not that great. It's not as well constructed as the world, the level design. Let's say. I didn't feel that satisfied when I finished the boss fight. I was just like, oh, okay, I figured out the button.
I get what you mean. I think they could have done a bit more.
Yeah.
Like they could have, like the final boss fight was very stagnant. Like it could have been moving.
Yes. If it did something, and I don't know why they made this is a critique of the police as well. Made them shoot bullets like it doesn't feel like you're dodging it. It just feels like you're moving away from the bullet line of sight, which is not the nature of the game. The nature of the game is moving really fast and through like different platforms and grills and all that. It doesn't feel like the boss fights were. The boss fights felt like they were just normal bosses that you would find in a combat-based game, which this game is not.
But I don't. Yeah, I agree, but I don't think I anyway think like the main thing of the entire game isn't combat anyway. So it didn't really
Exactly.
bother.
Clearly not. Clearly not.
It
Yeah,
didn't
it
bother me. It didn't bother me. It's more that in regard, like the game could have been a lot better if the boss fights were of the
Made
same
better.
level. Yes, the boss
Weirdly
fights could have
enough,
been better.
weirdly enough, I think if they just left the crew battles, it would have been.
It would have been.
Yeah, I think that would have been okay. Yeah, actually, that's true.
Yeah,
Because
I
the
feel
crew
like
battles in itself already felt like a. It felt
yeah.
like the part where you like actually take over that burrow, right? So
Hey
Yeah.
yo, what? Yeah, exactly.
hey,
Hey,
The halo. So you, yeah, the boss battles. Yeah, you heard our thoughts on the boss battle. I mean, Anuk, Delanta, you have any thoughts on the boss battle beyond that?
I mean, the
Like-
boss battles are not that bad that you had to like crack your head to defeat them. It was just a bit difficult for the first run, and afterwards you can like figure it out. It didn't take you too long to figure it out.
Yeah,
basically.
they're not difficult. They're not difficult at all. That's the thing that annoys me is that the crew battles are kind of like decently challenging, and then the boss fights are like, ugh.
yeah.
so I feel like they should have left the.
Yeah.
I feel like they designed this game and then added a story in.
Yeah,
That, yeah.
basically. Madam, do you want to leave? Sorry.
The yeah, I mean, my thing is this as well. Like, I'm okay that they weren't difficult. I don't think I personally didn't have a problem with the. Like, I didn't feel like, oh, I wish they were harder. But that's just me in general. Like, I feel like
I
the
don't-
harder something gets, like the less I want to actually go for it.
I think
So I was okay with that part.
I'm. It's not really wanting it to be harder, just wanting it to be more in line with the rest of the game.
I
Yeah,
guess.
I
Yeah.
think like the team like for some reason decided to lean into the story more than the
They did.
gameplay.
Yeah, and I think that's a good the segue to our next talking
The
point,
story.
which is the story.
Very smooth. Very smooth.
The story is segmented in chapters, and each chapter is basically the level that you're playing, which is you go to the burrow, you show off your moves, graffiti the place, prove to yourself to the leader, and then the leader challenges you, or rather, you challenge the leader, and the old ones are just like, "Yo, I accept
Yo,
this
bro.
challenge." Yeah, but while you can play any one of the crew characters, the main character evidently is Red, and I don't. If you're interested in the story, you wanted to play this game, you don't want any spoilers, go play it.
Right?
we're gonna
And come back and you can hear about what we think about the
yes.
story.
So we're gonna just go into spoilers here. It's a split of the story.
That's your spoiler. That's your spoiler-free review, right?
No, that's my spoiler-filled review. Yeah.
Story.
Yeah, I was like, oh, he got beheaded. Oh, he's alive. Oh, it's not him. Oh, okay, it's another guy. Oh, the real guy is bad. End of game.
It was really weird considering that you were with the guy's body the entire time.
But that's where the twist comes in.
Is it really that much of a twist? In the end,
Okay, no, it is though. Hello, it is a twist. We didn't even know about this other guy. I mean, what I'm saying is, okay, I'm not saying I'm not saying it's top 10 twists of all time, but it was a twist. You can't say, wow, I did not. You can't say you weren't surprised by it, right?
here's the thing. Towards like the third or second, I think maybe like the third psychedelic trip, like you figure it out.
You figured out that there was someone, but how would you know that you were the person? I'm just
Because
I don't know, because for me clearly I wasn't that instinct or paying attention at that point, but like
so basically it was because like after the third level, Red gets shot in the head, right? And you
Yeah,
can
yeah.
see the
That-
you can see the wing on his eye, like
Yeah.
the wing tattoo under his eye, and then like you see that character throughout those psychedelic trips, and then like it's after a certain point, it's just constantly like that whole ladder scene.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's very artsy in the way they did it to show.
Yeah, so
the same
I kind of understood. Okay, this dude kind of betrayed this other dude, but then like I didn't know until the end that like who was good, who was bad. But I knew that was the betrayal.
That was a betrayal. Interesting.
There isn't the only bad.
It's
I
Fox.
feel like, yeah, it's Fox. No, what I realized is like I don't think we actually spoke about the story, so these probably sound very disjointed when we just into it. Yeah.
Your character, you play him, he gets beheaded. Then your body gets a new head, robot head.
Beheaded by DJ Cyber
Yes.
DJ Cyber.
Cyber.
Yeah. This is an exaggerated world. Being beheaded does not kill you, evidently.
Yes, because it's Cyber.
You can still somehow live.
Because it's
You can still somehow live. Technology.
No, but like
Yes.
the weird part about that is that like in the start it was explained that okay, the only reason he's alive is because they attached a cyber head to Fox's body.
Yeah,
Yes.
But then you find out that it's not a cyber head,
It's a
Yeah.
real head.
it's a real head. Yeah.
and then somehow it still works.
Yeah, it's weird.
But it doesn't work as a regular cyber head because in that interaction with, I think was it the sniper, then it kind of hit.
Hits your
Oh,
yeah. Your
it was
helmet.
with another cyber head. You realize that your cyber head or red cyber head
Doesn't work.
it doesn't work like other cyber heads. So that's I guess another hint to me like, huh, maybe I am something different. Hmm.
Unique.
I'm unique.
I think the character design of Red with the cyberhead is pretty good.
Mhm.
Like it's a nice design. It fits the aesthetic of the whole game.
Very.
But the story was just it didn't
It's
catch
okay.
me.
Yeah, it's okay.
It didn't
I
it didn't
was-
grab me.
I wouldn't say it's great. I would just say they
It's there. It's
an
there.
attempt was made.
a
An attempt
I
was
have like a few questions.
okay.
So like you know
Okay.
how towards the end you find out that for Fox, I don't know how you
Fox.
Fox.
yeah, so you find out that Fox is like the child of like a police officer, right? Of like very
Yeah.
high
Oh, yeah.
this thing. But then the game starts off with him
Actually,
in
they
the
say
in
that
the
they say that earlier because it was in the New Amsterdam police. The police commissioner says that Fox is the son of a cop. So they say
yeah, no. But here's the part that I was like kind of figuring out like why do you start the game with him in prison?
Because
because
he
they were
had
Because
they
he
were
does
capturing-
paintings. He does
yeah,
the
he was doing graffiti.
no, that's not why. It's because he
That's not
just
it?
killed the other guy.
Is it killed Felix?
Yeah, no, in the cutscene, they said that because the winged dude saw Fox killing him, there was a witness. And so they put Fox in prison because there was a witness to testify
Oh,
that he's the
okay.
one who killed Felix.
Okay,
That's why he's in prison at the beginning,
makes
Wait,
sense.
why was Trike in prison then?
because he was graffitiing.
Okay.
That is one person
And
who's graffitiing.
At least one person got it. Well done, police. You got one person for graffiti.
and then he decides to
Writers, and you get one guy. Okay. Sorry, Sashank, go for it.
Yeah. Sorry.
no. That was my like only thing, like being like the son of a police chief or whoever. Like I thought like he would have had some sort of immunity, like
I think his father is dead, right? Did they not?
Yeah, his father's dead at this point.
I
That's
think
why
the commissioner
he.
mentioned that.
oh,
Yeah,
okay.
his father's dead.
Yes.
Mm.
Oh, it's weird. Yeah. It all like nothing about the story. I don't think doesn't make sense. It just doesn't grab me. Sadly,
Yeah.
it's serviceable.
that-
It's fine. It doesn't get on your nerves or anything. you know.
I don't know if we're closing up to a wrap, but I must say the ending, absolute cinema.
Yes.
The ending
What-
scene was absolute cinema.
You mean
what was the
when
ending
they
scene?
opened up the
Sorry, not the ending scene. Sorry, not the ending scene itself. Not the very last scene. The
boss
Fox's death.
battle? Oh,
Fox's
okay.
death was absolute
Oh,
cinema because it showed. I think it's bad that we're all forgetting this guy's name. Even I'm forgetting
Felix.
his name. Not Felix, the winged guy.
Strike. Winged guy. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it showed.
Felix.
No.
No,
Oh,
the other
Solace.
winged guy.
The guy
Oh,
with
Solace.
Jack,
Solace,
Solace,
right?
yeah. It's Solace carrying Felix, right? And it's from
Yeah.
you see from Fox's perspective, and Fox can only see one wing of this guy because it's same one wing as Felix. And then when Felix looks back at him, it's Fox falling into the fan, which ended up killing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I stood up and clapped 15 minutes standing ovation for that one.
Mm-hmm.
Did you actually?
The credits.
But it wasn't the final scene. But yeah, that one I was like, someone has.
Someone is cooked.
Someone's
Uh,
cooking.
yeah.
But in summary, the story itself it's okay. It's okay. It's an attempt.
I feel like it should have taken second place to the gameplay, but their creative decision.
Yeah.
I
I think,
turning out
like you
awesome.
said, they built the game first and they built the gameplay around it. But then probably when they were playing it, they realized there's not too much to it. So they were like, people might not just like this. Well, again, that's a perception in your head, right? And maybe from letting other people play it, and you're like, there's not a lot to this. It's just skating and battling, which for some people is great. Some people might not like that. So
No, but
I think-
here's
Yeah.
there's like two stories that are like happening side by side, right? So like when you start out, your main story is that like, okay, we are this crew and we're trying to go all city.
Hmm.
And like I was okay with that being the
I agree.
be all end all of the story.
I like that too. I think they should have just stuck with it.
Yeah.
But
I
I think in their mind before release it wasn't enough because
Yeah.
it's possible, right? Because ultimately our perspective is it's great, but that doesn't mean everyone is going to be like, wow.
I
this
think
is
they wanted like a shock factor.
Yeah, I think like it especially comes from the twist, right? Like it comes from like they
Mhm.
want people to go, and so on. So an attempt was
Yeah.
made. An attempt was made. Do you think that they were setting up for a sequel? Because I feel like
Not really.
really?
No.
Because
No.
I'm pretty sure didn't DJ Cyber at the end say this isn't over yet?
They
Or
maybe just
something.
yeah.
As in, like I think the whole thing was like that they're not going to maintain their old city forever.
I
thought
mean,
was
like that's a given because like the big three were all city or like almost went all city and like they lost. Right? So I think like what he means is that like no one crew can consistently
keep forever.
stay. Yeah.
I thought they
Yeah.
were setting up for a sequel.
I think they were just leaving the door open. They
Yeah.
weren't.
Best thing to do nowadays is leave the door open. Leave that door open.
Unless you're living alone.
Unless you're living alone. Yeah, good point. Good point.
Yes. All right. So I think we've gone through all of the things about this game, all the elements. So now it is time to dive into achievements. Achievements. Who does the achievements? Achievement Hunter. Please tell us.
So let me preface this by saying I was unwell for 2 weeks out of the 4 that I had to play this game. So I sadly could not devote more time into completing the achievements.
This
But I
is
have
an
a rough-
outrage. I am
Outrage.
furious. I want a refund now.
Yeah, hence me wearing the mask. But I have like a rough understanding of how the achievements work, and like I knew that like from day one when I started playing the game, like, and I read through them because they aren't very story related. They're just very true to like what we were saying. Like it's more about the gameplay.
I think there's only one story related one. Isn't it the ending?
Yeah, it's just finishing
Is that
the
it?
boss.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, like everything else is pretty much like stuff that you can do while exploring, and a lot of it, I feel like the main ones are hitting all the graffiti spots in all the different levels. Which, like I mentioned, once you defeat the level and you get the map card, like it's not that difficult to find where the spots are, since it highlights it on the map and on your display as well. It'll take some time to like learn how to get to places and where certain places are, because like the map isn't very intuitive, I would say. Like for
No.
example, there was a place on level one. I was looking at the map, and there was like this one place underground, and I couldn't figure out how to reach it until I found out that it's the area you go through by following the train tracks.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I remember going there.
Yeah, so then like
This?
It's in the
Bursam Hill.
Bursam Hill. Okay. So
Yeah, so like you follow the train, like you follow that monorail, and then it leads into like a separate room with like this, with like a bunch of places to do graffiti and stuff like that. But like if you look at the map, right, like it shows that it's underneath the rest of the map. So it's not very intuitive as to how to get to certain places. So it might take some time looking at guides. But I think the hardest part of the game is that there are certain things where it's like hit 2.5 million, 16 million, 12 million on like certain levels. And those are the hard ones. I feel like it just takes a lot of time. I feel like easily it will take you like 10 to 15 minutes to get one of those achievements.
Just tricking it out.
What about the nice achievement?
I understand what you mean by that. Uh, yeah, like those ones are also like the other ones are like based off like doing tricks or trick shots. Like there's one where you have to the basketball court in level one. You're supposed to hit a basketball from the ground into the net. And it's not easy. You're supposed to like hit the ball, like
Yeah.
So like I would, and like then there are. I think the only other main achievement is like there's this. I don't know if you all saw him. There's like this mascot called Polo, the scuba mascot. It's like a penguin wearing scuba gear.
I saw the achievement is you had to take pictures with him, right? Or something
Yeah.
like that.
So there are 17 pictures of him around the entire map. So like sorry, 17 models of him. So you're supposed to find him and take photos of him. So like it's I would say very time consuming for the achievements, and I'd say like it's probably like a 4 or 5 in terms of difficulty. It's less difficult and more time consuming.
Yeah, that's what I feel looking at the achievements as well. I couldn't be bothered because of that. Seems like hours go by. All right, so thank you, Achievement Hunter. Get well soon. Hopefully, no mask next time. Be concerned if you still have a mask on next time.
I doubt I will.
So that's the end of our discussion about the game. Let's go on to our ratings. Keep in mind, our ratings are either skip it or play it. Yes?
yes.
Skip it or try it, right?
Try
I'm
it.
sorry.
It's try it.
Try it
Try
or play
it.
it. Try it.
Try it or skip it. So let's start with Delanta. You're the one who picked the game, so you're starting us off.
I started us off last. No.
No, I started. It's whoever picked the game.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. Okay. This is a tricky one, not gonna lie. Tricky because all the tricks. Anyway.
Oh,
Yeah. I think. Nah, fuck it. I'm gonna say try it. There's still a lot to like, especially if you like these. I would say it's if you like the skilly games, ones where you have to spend some time tricking it out. Especially, I mean, obviously, if you like these old school Sega games, like your Jet Set Radios, old school say Sonic, whatever. Like though, this game is built for that type of player. So you'll definitely enjoy that experience from this one, no doubt. I think it's worth it. That's something else I was going to say. Oh, right. I played it on Xbox. I think that was mentioned. It's an Xbox Play Anywhere game, which I often say for all these. So that means you buy it on console or PC. You can play it on whatever
Console or
other-
PC.
You can play it on both. Yeah, pretty much. And your saves crossover and stuff like that. So we've had quite a few games on the podcast which are like that, and we like decisions like that. So thank you. Yeah, try it. I recommended it, so try it.
Lovely. I'll go next and go down the line. So my recommendation is try it. I quite enjoyed the game, so I'm gonna say try it. I liked playing it. Like all of the positive, like with all the negative qualities that I had, like things about it. They never were. They were more things that I feel like could have elevated the game to be like a greater game in my mind. It doesn't really take away from the fun I had with the game and the fun stuff that the things that I enjoyed about it. I liked getting like the feeling of winning those crew battles. I liked being able to keep a combo going and doing all that stuff, seeing a billboard and wanting to get up there and succeeding. It didn't frustrate me too much with its controls. It was pretty enjoyable, and I like the feeling that the game provides. So I enjoyed it quite a bit, and so I will say it is a try it from me, Sisan.
So on.
You can hear. Okay.
Yes.
I can, for some reason. I was a bit divided on what exactly I would give this game. I would say from like face value, I did enjoy the game. I enjoyed the gameplay. I enjoyed the mechanics. The overall vibe and aesthetic of the game was very fun. As you mentioned, the story is not that much to be enjoyed, but I feel like you can overlook it just by playing the game. I would say I'm gonna give it a try it. With a small caveat that like if you're just if you don't care about achievements, all the better, because I feel like this game takes a little less than 10 hours to finish just the story, but it could well triple the amount of time you play just trying to get all those achievements. So yeah.
Keep that in mind, achievement hunters. So all right, final rating giver.
Me. All right. I think the others have summarized it quite nicely. But what I would say is, if you want a mindless game to just roam around, do some combos, do some tricks, just do some Tony Hawk style moves and stuff like that, I think this is a good game. And if you, like Seshan mentioned so just now, like there is no story to it. Not a very important story that is you're gonna miss out on it. But if you just want to experience it, then it's fine. And if you're not, what's the word? If you're not used to the graphics, that low poly old style of game, then I feel like you shouldn't try it. But if you want to try a new game with that sort of graphics, I think you should try it. If you're not jarred by it, that means. But yeah, try it. Go for it. You'll never know, but you might enjoy it. So yeah.
Scooby Doo. We have 4 tries. There was a tinge from Seshan that he was about to say skip, and that would have been his first
Yeah.
skip.
I was leading to that. He was like, I like this, but I like this.
I
like
was
this,
I was very, I don't know, like I felt a bit divided. Like I like the gameplay, but like as a whole, it felt a bit, what's the word? Like it didn't match up. So like I wasn't sure if it's something worth playing. But then like I thought about it a bit, and like I feel like the gameplay alone is enough to warrant
Enchant.
people trying it. Yeah.
All right. My motivation for the next game selection will be to find a game that you might skip.
Sorry. I'm telling you right now. I don't know how many of you know what the next game is, right? But I'm telling you now, that's gonna be a skip it from me. If it is anything but well done, that game would deserve Game of the Year.
Well done.
I'm
It's a
telling
burger
you
game.
now.
Yeah, you know what? If Devanta for some reason likes that game, like
Yeah.
he should. But if he likes it, that game is you must play it.
Yeah, it's a certified must play if I say it right.
By the
Anyway,
way,
you'll find that out the next
no,
episode.
no.
Yeah.
So we've already put out the video with the picks for the
Yes,
next 4 months. So
Yeah.
in case you all don't know, the next one is Happy's Humble Burger Farm.
Farm.
It's farm, and then
It's farm.
after that in November we have Bear and Breakfast, and we end season 1 of the game playlist with Flooded.
Flooded, indeed. You can check out that video where we go in more in depth in each of what each game is going, or like set it up for each of us for what game each game is going to be. You can check that video out, and you can also check out the episodes before. The one before this, we did Outer Wilds, game from 2019. Which, if you're into exploration, you might want to check that episode out and see what we think about it before giving it a try. Or if you're into space or exploration, either one. Before that, we did. I've forgotten the name.
Journey.
We did Journey, the proclaimed classic of 2011, 2012. The classic indie game, which you want to see our thoughts in the now, almost over a decade later. Go check it out. Yeah, and we've got many more episodes before that, which we've covered a variety of games at this point, which you can check out. And we've got episodes coming up. If you like us, hit subscribe, like, favorite, share. People do that anymore.
Yes.
Retweet it. I don't know how you do it on Twitter anymore.
People
On
who
X.
listen to us do it, so please do it. Thank you very much.
Yes. All right. Thank you very much for watching. See you in the next one. Game on.
Game on.
Game on.
Bye.
Funk's
Hey,
your bro.
Hey yo.
Hey yo.